Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, where we're now witnessing the big, beautiful cargo ship that is running up and down the west coast, where finally we can begin to implement some more work on these lines for it to make even more cash money moolah, because we've recently solved our bankruptcy issue. It was stressful. I lost a lot of money. But we're now back to making quite a bit of money. And what? How much money you say? Well, on the year, which I don't think it's going by the year right now. We're doing a date speed of 1. I made 160 million previous year. Before that, 155. Before that, only 39, but I did spend 44 million in investments in vehicles. So things are on the up. We're making more money than we've ever done before. So I think we've now avoided the bankruptcy issue. But today, what I want to do is I want to try and work more on the West Coast. Now, we're doing a lot of work on the East Coast. We've kind of solved our bankruptcy issue, so now we can take a step forward where we make sweet cash money moolah around these mean streets. Now, before we had to solve the bankruptcy issue, we did a little bit more reworking on the whole West Coast. We redid the train line, and we've implemented this little kind of shipping route that goes up and down. Now, what this shipping route does, there's actually 2 of them right now, and there's the reason why we've got 2. But it brings the wood to our Newport sawmill, turns it into planed timber. Is that the correct word for it, or is it planks? It's called planks. Planks, and then a cargo ship will pick it up. It will say all the way down to Los Angeles, drop it off here for our machine plant that we got set up right now, which the only thing it's missing is steel for it to start producing machines. Now, the reason we have 2 shipping routes set up is because eventually, right, when it does produce machines, it will drop machines up on the harbour here, also on the train station when we get that kind of, distributing to other places. But most importantly, when it starts producing machines, I can also bring food in, and then each of the shipping routes, one will stop in San Francisco, and the other one will stop off in Eureka, so these ships make money as they travel back. Now, I could have done it all on a train run, but it would mean I've had to do some awkwardness in bringing trains into these 2 cities, which is why we're using ships. Very, very exciting. Now, to get this to start producing machines, 1, it's going to need steel. And we only have 1 steel plant remaining right now that is not producing steel. And it's this one over here. Now, this is getting so much freaking coal, right? It just has 0, and I mean 0, ore runs, because the original ore that was on it was these 2 here, but we now take both of these elsewhere to our other steel plants. So I've got to get 2 other ore runs set up, which is this one just here, and I think we've got another one. Yeah, there we go, just there. I couldn't see it for a second there. So we've got to get this one and this one hooked up to this steel plant to start producing steel. It already has 2 coal runs with this one and this one just here. And then once it starts producing steel, we'll deliver it directly via train to there. Planks coming down from here. And then we're now going to start producing machines. Well, I think automatically when I get that route set up, it will kind of put it on the harbour. But I also then need to take a train from here with all the machines to our distribution hub there. Well, then with the trains that currently distribute the food, that will also pick up the machines as well, because it's the same cargo. Now, that's quite a lot going on right there that we need to kind of set up and skedoodle, but it should be pretty fun and pretty easy at the same time. Now, I've got a couple of options here for distributing these goods to here. I can actually drive it, which wouldn't be too bad of a problem. It actually wouldn't be too bad of a problem if I could drive it over. It does mean, I mean, the train can deliver more, but it's at once, where this will get a constant flow. And then we can have another big train coming from over here that will deliver it in. So I think because of the sheer distance of this place here, it makes sense to do it via vehicle. So what we'll do then, we'll first set up the road. And we'll do like a highway style road. One that's got like a very, very high speed limit. So highway style road. Now these are one ways, which is kind of, it only does 60 miles an hour. 62, is that the height? Is that the top speed of a road these days? 62 miles an hour? That seems quite slow, doesn't it? For some reason it seems quite slow. Now if our bridge is completely under, this is completely overkill for what we need, so I'm just going to reduce it down to a 50 lane one. Bring in this down as well. Make sure that it doesn't go into a bridge. Bringing this down. And we're just going to keep it nice and simple. I could do that, but it'd be nice to have a bend. Wouldn't it, in reality? It'd be nice to have a nice sweet little bend. Back and forth. No dramas, no issues. So building wise then, we need our truck stop, which I'm going to turn this almost at a 90 degree to here. Now, we'll make it a little bit longer in length. And we'll also try and add a few more onto it. So it's only going to be really coming from the one side, but if I add more on it, it means you can store more while we're waiting for the next vehicle to get over here. You know what I mean? And then all I need over here is a truck unload stop. And then it will kind of turn around and get to where it needs to go. So if I set up a new line then, from here to here, simple as. Nothing crazy, nothing too over the top. Nice and basic and simple. Now we'll implement our little road depot. There we go. And then we'll buy some trucks for it right now. So cargo wise, there's a few different variations we can go for. I don't need to worry about an e-truck. It's not in an area that's going to, you know, be quite negative for pollution. But is there anything that... Well, there we go, ore. So this one can carry 38 as opposed to these guys. 32, the one for all cargo. Top speed 62, so it would never reach its maximum speed. Well, I'll get 10. 10 does seem quite a lot, doesn't it? And it's on the wrong side as well. How dare they? How dare they right now? But there we go. Give it time, give it a chance to do a few circulations, and then it should be nicely distributed evenly, and we should be getting the goods. Now, if this turns out that it's not adequate enough, then we'll switch it up to maybe a train or whatnot, but I feel like this short distance should be fine. I can add more vehicles on it if needs be. But yeah, we got to get the transport up as well, those transport numbers. Now, this one here's got 27 already on board, so that will already start producing steel, but we have no train bringing it over to here just yet. So it is what it is. Now, we have the ore just here. I wonder if I can implement the train station here. Would it touch it? No. Right, okay. What if I did the road just here? Is that enough to class? Right, if I delete you, delete you. Because this is the road when we had the run going to Las Vegas. But I'm trying to see how close I can get a train station. Oh, okay, perfect. There we go, absolutely perfect. We'll make it super long in length. So the connection just there, it just makes it so much easier for me to implement a train line to it. And then we'll skedoodle down. So we'll do it before and after, obviously. The signal's just there. And we only really need one signal just here as it exits out. One just there, which does then mean I technically need to delete this one. And I'll maybe have one more just here. There we go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And again, a nice simple... This is coming together too easy. See, I like it when a plan comes together, guys. I like it when a plan comes together. So that stops on that side, but because there's no anything else coming through here, I might get it to stop on the other side so I can have two trains unload and load at once. Makes a little bit more sense. And the train, there's a train station just here as well, so we'll quickly grab a train. Do I go electric? I might as well. Go for you. Cargo wise, I need the gondolas. And we'll get a 200 capacity. And I'll throw that, which should now be my line 10. Now, I don't know. Well, this station here is not high speed, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to be slowing down and in any way just here, so there's no stress. So we now just got to give it some time. We now just got to give it some time for it to start producing or placing the ore on here. So how long do you have to wait? The shipment's slowly going up, but obviously it's not putting anything on the platform just yet. Do I have to wait for it to get to number 10 before it does that? What's the reason behind this? We're on 8 and there's still nothing right now. 9, 10. Yeah, no. I'm not sure. It might be when it's on the way back. Who knows? Who actually knows at this point? But are these vehicles leaving full? That's only got 10 on. Oh, that's the last one to now leave, isn't it? Yeah. So once the shipment kind of increases, we should see some big numbers changing. This will then eventually start producing the steel. But it can't really do anything yet until I set a new lineup. But then again, thinking of it right now, I need the other platform for obviously dropping or picking up the goods. But yeah. Hold on. Question. No, it's a different one. It's a different one. I was going to say, can the train that brings the ore in then take the steel back? But no, it's a completely different line altogether. But I can then select a line here to then go all the way to the Los Angeles stop just there. Which it would be nice to have separate platforms, but I'll come to those issues in the future. There's no stress just yet. Buy a vehicle. Go electric. Cargo-wise, it's this side car one, the flat car one here, isn't it? Yeah. So if I do a capacity of 100, because I don't see us bringing that much over here, and that will then deliver, bam, the steel to the machines plant, which would be this one there. That'll deliver the steel to this plant here, and then that will eventually start producing the machines. Oh, how exciting is this? Very, very exciting. Now, currently, right, on this stop, we also have a train that picks up the food from the distribution hub and then brings it back. Now, what it would also be able to do at the same time is, because if I edit this, it's got these ones here, the boxcars. It could also then pick up any machines and then take them back to the distribution hub as well. Separate between the lines and then get to the individual cities. The only city that he won't deliver it to is obviously Los Angeles and San Diego. But I could set up, I mean, to be honest with you, we've already got this little system over here set up for delivering the food. So in that sense, the machine should also get placed here as well. So we should be okay. Do you know what? This has probably been the easiest and the most fall into place systems I've ever created. If I'm completely honest with you. Now the only issue would be, they're not on the right platforms or lines that I would like them on. But that's easily solvable. We can adjust and change, you know, pretty much whatever we want. So we're now just waiting for the train. Is it you? No. The one with the side stakes right now, is flat car, whatever you call it, is this one here, isn't it? So if I follow it, or to be honest with you, I could go first person mode and look around. Oh, there's the driver. Toot toot. Look at how fast we're going. It's actually absolutely terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. I don't know why I don't use this camera angle. Because it's nice to see the cities and the distances, isn't it? It really is. We're about to go into a tunnel right now. We're getting some serious speed, by the way. We're doing like 95. Will we get to 100 miles an hour? Nope, 99 is the max. Oh, there's our vehicles. Yay, our vehicles. Anyway, let's get out of here. So, picking all the goods up, I just want to see where it all gets distributed and it gets then taken back. So, it's got to wait for the train in front of us to kind of maneuver. But we got 100 already on board. It might be a case where I need to add more carriages to this. Maybe we need to add more on. Oh no. We might need more. But how's that doing anyway? Is that going to have a consistent flow? Yeah, I mean, once it levels up, it will then obviously it will start demanding more. Well, while we wait for that to do what it's got to do, how is this over here doing right now? There's currently 11 being picked up. I'm looking for the train that carries the ore. There it is. It's got 26 on. So again, you got to wait for the transport numbers to increase, the shipment numbers, before it starts putting more on the platform. But yeah, there's not really much demand just yet until I've delivered all of this. So you got to give it time. You got to give it time, boys. You got to give it a little bit of time right now. A little bit of rosemary. A little bit of time. Flavors. Here's the train anyway, delivering the steel. So it's now just waiting for its turn to skedoodle out, which is now going to start moving. So yeah, when it delivers over here then, it will obviously fill up the machines plant, but I want to see how the machines plant distributes the goods. We should technically see some of it line up on here, and also some of it line on both of these platforms as well. None of it will line up on here just yet, because we haven't set up the shipping routes to go to Eureka or San Francisco. So that will have to kind of still wait. But this is exciting, guys. It's all coming together. And look at the money we're now making, by the way. Okay, we might have been spending quite a bit of money recently, but we're making some good money. We're making some good money. Right, the train's now turning in, so this should then get its goods. So in it comes, unloads straight away. So this should then start producing. Hold on. Why is it loaded up steel here? That's a good question. Oh, it's going to drop the steel off here. That's not what I want it to do. No, I'm going to manage the line. Manage the line. So in Los Angeles, CA South, only load food. Okay? Only load food. Oh no. So I've kind of wasted a lot of my steel now for that, doing that. So that number should slowly dwindle. But in the other side of it, machines. Machines now being produced on line 2. Now I'm going to assume because this line goes to the area where the machines are. Now this line here, line 1, which stops off there, does that even go to an area that doesn't quite go to an area that wants machines? So, right, what if I made it go here instead? So manage the line, add a station there. Now Sunset Street, if I get rid of you, that should then have machines appear as well. So line 1, which is this one, yeah, it's now getting machines appear. But I'm going to be out of steel again in just a moment anyway. Line 2, does this go to an area of machines? That does as well, so they're all going to get the machines, you know, no matter what. It just depends on who demands it more. That's what matters, is who demands it more. Now we should try and do a little bit of terraforming here. So use the flattening tool, increase the strength. Now the reason for it being is it will also allow and encourage growth within the area. So flatten a little bit just there, smoothing it all off, because we're kind of missing out a slight bit, aren't we? There we go. And we wait. And we wait. For some reason the game likes to take a little bit longer right now to do stuff. Right, back into play mode. There we go. So yeah, still got to play the waiting game. But main thing is as well, food to LA, the machines are now waiting to go to distribution hub, so those cities will get it. So Los Angeles and San Diego will get the goods as well. We're about to run out shortly. Now, where's the line here? Where's this train? So this train is currently leaving. It's fully loaded up, but there's a lot left over. So it makes sense right now to add a few additional side carts to it, or flat cars. So 160 capacity, we'll modify that. Should be enough as time goes on, hopefully. So that'll bring more goods over. So there we go. Oh, look at that. There's already machines over here. Distribute for the cities. So food and machines will now go to these cities, which means they'll slowly grow a little bit more, which is interesting. So all I've got to do now then is get Eureka and San Francisco on these shipping routes. They'll get the food and the machines. Granted, they won't get the food just yet because Well, then again, they would get the food, because when the food gets dropped off here, it also gets divided for the ports as well. Which means we're going to have to up the numbers coming in reality, don't we? Oh, damn. Right, okay. Okay. So we're going to need a large cargo harbour now. But I'll also try and implement within it a passenger line too. Right, I'm going to have to do some terraforming here. So flatten tool. Right, I'm going to have to flatten just this little bit here. That is enough to have a connection. So we'll come back to you. And then same here. So that is enough to connect as well. So, reconfigure it. They've got to be large landings. So place you in. Alright, we'll have a landing for the cargo. Landing for the passengers. An actual landing within it. Bam, bam. Right, that harbour's now done. So let's configure this one and pretty much try and replicate it. That's all I need to do. When the game decides to build it. What's going on, game? What's going on? You won't let me place it down. There we go. Landing. Now that one's outside navigable waters, but I think what the issue is, this here. I think that's the true issue. Outside of navigable waters? What are you talking about, game? Do we need to make a little bit of a wider space? Yes, there we go. So, those shipping routes now, which is this one here, so Portland here, so it gets to LA, we'll also add a station or stop into there. And then it's number 5, isn't it? Yep, add a station stop into here. Very good, very good. Now, I don't know if those boats can also transfer passengers. I'm not sure. I'm sure you could, you know, get it all set up to do the exact same thing. But we'll just see how it goes. So that means then that this harbour here, once it does get the goods, it can then start distributing. Now, I don't think those lines are set up, are they, to only pick up certain stuff? No, they'll pick up anything. So at some point we should see something being distributed here. Right. Again, we'll take some time. We'll take some time. Now, we basically need more food and more machines at this point. So we have to start thinking about ramping these numbers up. Now, this food plant can only do what it can do. It will need a lot more delivery on the go. So we got this plant over here, which is actually feeding it its maximum. Some of these two here. We do have a wheat farm just there that we can also probably bring some more goods in. That will also increase the numbers of what it can produce. So that will be a good thing as well. We're just waiting to see what's this now coming in. Oh, it's the passenger line. Okay. Has the food been dropped off yet? Yes, we've got a lot of food that's being dropped off. But it's never a lot. It's because of how many cities we have in this one system. There is a lot of cities on the West Coast. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, now there's 6, 7, and I'm not sure Las Vegas is set up on it just yet. Nor are these two right now. So there's 7 on a single machine and food plant, which I'm not really maximizing just yet. So yeah, it will take some time. Now that was the passenger train, wasn't it? Yeah. So still gotta wait. Still gotta wait. What's coming down now? That's the food one going to Hermosillo. The machines to Fresno. Machines to Fresno? Ah, yeah, because that doesn't deliver food. We got our own run doing food, don't we? That's the food to LA. And that's the steel coming in as well. Which looks full again. Could I potentially add another 96 now? I reckon that's perfect amount. So we got the food and the steel coming in to produce the machines. So we'll have another load of goods to be produced and distributed out of here. Any changes happen? Yeah, a little bit of land expansion just there has created an additional road. So this here is our steel coming in. So the steel plant gets a big load of metal right now, which can then start producing. Again, we're hoping for some kind... There we go! First machine on the harbour. So now we're waiting for the food to come in, which is just coming in now. We'll get that run set up to over here as well, so even more food coming in. And this will also then pick up the machines to then take it back. So does any of it get placed over here on that food delivery? So none of it just yet. Those demands haven't quite hit. But this... Oh, wrong button. This does touch the train station, so it can be distributed over. Okay, very good then. We just need to up the numbers at this point, don't we? We really do need to up the numbers. So these haven't had anything delivered just yet. Double checking. No, 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 no. And, okay. So, I know of this wheat farm over here. We also have many wheat farms over here as well, where the goods can be dropped off. Now, the train that drops off... The easiest way to see this right now. So, the train that drops off the grain, the wheat, is it the same one that then picks it up as food? You know what I'm trying to say? I could be talking jibber jabber here, right? Let me just double check. So cargo wise, no, it's a different one. It's a box car that does the food. Okay. So I was gonna say maybe I could do something where I can drop it off here and the same train can take it back, but that's not really gonna work. We're gonna need to have an additional train that brings the goods in. Right. Okay. 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 Because there is quite a few little stops coming in right now, but we do need to bulk this up. Right. So, easiest one will be here, but I could quite easily get a couple of these, say these two here, connect up to like a V there. That can bring large amounts of trains in for grain. I reckon that's what I'll do first, and we'll start with the food. So, building wise, extra long, all that jazz, spin you round. There we go. There is one. Here is number 2. Very good. Very good, very good, very good. Now, trains wise, what I could do is have them link to the same line coming in and out, which could make my life slightly a little bit easier. So if I ran this like this and just came to there and then got this to bend in, right, and then run this to here, got you to bend in. Alright, and we'll come back to that in just a moment. Let's bring this down. There. All the way in. And then we'll do a crisscross there. Not bad, not bad. I know there's obviously more efficient ways to do this, but it just becomes a little bit more handy, a little bit more helpful. Alright, there we go. And left like that. I just need to do maybe another set just here. Until we reconfigure this as it needs to be. We'll just leave it like that. Now, do I have a separate station for the approach for both of these? Could be good. It's just, how overwhelmed do I want this to now be? So track-wise, if I was to do it, can I get another set of platforms in? I don't want to disturb what I've already got going on here. You know what I mean? I don't want to disturb what I've already got going on by having two lots of trains have to then now approach in here. Keep it all separate so it doesn't disturb the peace. Now this should really bulk up the numbers in the food that we now produce. And what I'll do as well is I'll have this merge on for a little bit further down the line. So I could get this to run down. And I'll get it to merge in further down. So it gives a little bit longer for the trains before they have to merge in with the actual main line. So that works like that. Then right at the very end is where we do the little crissy-cross. There we go. I'll do this a little bit further off because of the where all that takes place. So, right. Connect you all now in. There. So here's our first one. Just making sure that we are... Where's the line gone? There we go. We're on one of the new platforms, which would be number 7. Which I want that to be number 8. And then go all the way then to here. So 2 new trains. It should bring vast amounts of grain. Is it called grain or wheat? It's called grain. There we go. It's called grain. Bring it all in. So we'll use this one here. So buy vehicles. We need 2 of these. We'll go electric. Cargo wise, they're going to be gondolas. And we do a 200 capacity. Buy 2. 71 million. You get thrown. I got to rename all these. On line 13. You get flown on then line 12. There we go. So as they now come out, these farms will now start producing. Putting wheat onto the platform, which would increase my numbers of food within the West Coast and really grow this kind of economy, this business, and grow these cities, which then produce more people, which then gives us more demand in the actual passenger lines, and so on and so on. It should be glorious. Should be glorious. Now, San Francisco, oh, had a delivery of machines. Nice, that's what I like to see. Oh, there we go, and there's now actual food on here too, so it all works. We just need more of the goods coming in. This is now starting to produce a lot more kind of ore on the platform. So, not bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So, now that's the case then, you can now start to see how maybe these singular lanes become a little bit too busy. So at some point we got to think about ways in which we can bulk up the lines. So we have more of the trains coming through without having to mess about as much. Like here right now we have 2 lines. So this will be interesting. So do you not like how we did over in the distribution hub? Because we need to learn from our previous mistakes. And now I've all of a sudden got multiple lines coming in for the different platforms. So they don't go on the main line, which make all the trains continue to flow as good as they are. We're going to have that same issue happening over here soon with this little section coming down right now. So I'm thinking, these bottom line there and that second one there, these two here should be for Phoenix and Hermosillo. Now, what if I kept them separate from there and ran them down separate and this bend was completely separate? They wouldn't have to interact with all of this, thus taking two trains off that line completely altogether. Makes a bit of sense, right? Makes a bit of sense. So let's do this step by step then. Let's do this step by step. So if I was to get the train tracks now, and let's say I didn't merge it down until about here as they come out of the tunnel. So if I get this to run alongside here, right, and then run all the way around, following it all, going all the way up. Now it's the only train that's going to be on these tracks, so I don't need one for both sides, and I'm going to end it just there. Right, do the same again. Take this all the way down, which it should. Oh, okay, I can't jump it as far as I want to jump it. Alright, just to there. So then bring it in like this. And that should be all it needs to be done. Right, if I pause right now, and if I delete you, delete you, delete you, delete you. Well, that's going to run in. And then if I bring you directly into here, you directly, well, first connect to it to run into it. And then that there. Okay, maybe those routes weren't exactly what I thought they were going to be. Oh yeah, food to Hermosillo. Alright, good, 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 good. Food to Phoenix, which should be this one. Oh, is it that one? Managed line. Phoenix, AZ. Oh no, it's all done. Okay, yeah, sweet, 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 sweet. So, depending on where the trains are, depends on how this is going to work. So, food to Hermosillo, which obviously can't do what I want it to do. So, it's going to kind of then go to here and then freak out slightly. Oh no, it did. Okay. It's smart enough to kind of switch over to where it needs to go to. That's pretty cool. Now, I'll just go wait for that to now go past this junction here. And then the food to Phoenix, I'm not quite sure what this route is currently on. So again, we'll wait. Play the waiting game. Right, that's already on that line, which is perfect. So I've just got to wait for that train, the Hermosillo train, to go past this section. Then I can delete a little bit of this. And then we're all good. So that's now done, which means that this whole bend here can now be deleted. Now that is now completely separate. So that's two less trains on this whole run. Perfection, boys. So that takes a little bit of the heat off. It's hard to see that one because it's in white. But yeah, it takes a little bit of the heat off now, that whole junction. Now, if only we can kind of also separate it here as well at some point, it would be a very, very big help for us. But at least we're learning from our past previous mistakes. At least we're learning from those. So, in the other reality is, we've got a bunch of trains coming in and out of here as well, which you've got to be careful. Look at how multicolored this line is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 lines on this, which would be, again, another big help to kind of slightly take apart to alleviate the pressures. But there's no need to stress just yet. No need to stress just yet. We can keep it going. So that train should have just dropped off a load of wheat, which is loaded here right now, which hopefully we now start producing more than ever before, which we then should get more over here. So this train can hold 260, which is now just coming in. And there's 140 odd ready to be picked up. Very good, very good, very good. Pushing in the right direction. So San Francisco's had a little bit of food and machines. The charts wise, we've had a little bit of a population growth. That's good to see. And then for Eureka, chart wise, a little bit of a downturn. Now I'm sure these buildings over here are part of Eureka. What's the size difference? 90, 25, yes. So I'm going to build a road connecting them. Because they're a little bit out of place at the moment, aren't they? It does feel slightly weird how out of place they currently are. But if I do that, at least they have the ability right now to get to where they need to get to. Even though this whole road looks chaotic. But you should see now a little bit of movement as people now get over there. And live, you fools, live. It is weird how it's all the way over there, isn't it? I mean, I could help these guys out a little bit and, like, you know, also terraform slightly. Smoothing off some of the areas so, you know, it's more buildable, if that's the correct term you're looking for. But if the game didn't pause every so often when I try and flatten it, that also would be a big help as well. Alright, flatten some of this down. Just try and help out the towns as much as we can. To encourage a little bit of growth. And it's pretty much up to them what they then want to do, isn't it? It's pretty much up to them at that point. Yeah. Okay. So there's already a lot of food already currently waiting here again. So when that food comes back, again, will be another big help. But it's now just about fine-tuning everything, isn't it? It's all about fine-tuning right now. So I reckon we also need to think about then running additional runs. So if I kind of slowly start to get set up, my next set of runs. And we've got to treat these runs in two different ways. So we've got the ones coming from that side. These two in the middle here were mainly for like LA, because a lot of trains coming out of here. And the new ones I'm doing right now will be the one that kind of completely go the way down and bypass. But it's up to us where we choose to kind of have them connect in. So yeah, it's going to take a lot of configuring, but I'm trying to get them in place right now so we can utilize them. We'll have a bypassing route. That bypassing route will obviously also be incorporated with this. Also, that one middle one as well will be ones that don't even want to stop at the distribution center, want to go all the way through it as well. So we also have to kind of cater for everybody in that kind of regards. So that little connection here we've got on, we'll try and get that connected to this main line and have this one connected to the original line. We'll still have the crisscrosses. We're about to kind of like divide between you know, the 4 lanes, but it means you can have like at least 2 more trains approaching stations than we could have done before. But I don't want to do it now because it is quite a big kerfuffle and headache we got to get through. We'll kind of implement that next episode. But it is slowly coming together nonetheless. So I know it's not really giving us much time right now, but as San Francisco started to grow, there we go. It's skyrocketing through the roof. We're about to get some goods dropped off as well. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Boom. Not much, but it all helps. Now, I'm not saying that's kind of how these guys make some money, but They're making profit anyway, but it means that they can a little bit of extra cash going back reduces the expenses. Now, Eureka. Commercials had a little bit of growth as well. It's probably because the shoppers are now able to get to town. Yes. So, LA. Are you growing? Charts. It's gone up. It's gone slightly back down again. The road network for this place is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. But this is, you know, this is how the dice fell when they got rolled for this area. They are surrounded by big mountains. Still haven't got Las Vegas all set up just yet, have we? No. Right, anyway, are we still looking good elsewhere? Just zooming into these little junctions right now, making sure the trains are still flowing. The only one I have issues with is this one over here. Because we've seen a few backlogs here before, but everything seems to be running smoothly. Now, this route here seems to be super busy. I'm not saying that we need additional trains, but is there a train on the way soon? I'm not sure when that one's meant to be approaching. But something needs to happen. Oh, is that the train there about to come in? Even that's pretty full. It's a tough one. We're now making money. I mean, before it didn't quite, but now it's kind of making money. I feel like there was a lot of dead space still available. Does that number go down? No. Is that coming from the opposite direction? Oh, no, it is going down, sorry. Okay, not as adequate as I would have liked it to. So, do you know what? We're going to have to add an additional vehicle to it. Just to kind of ease the burden slightly. And here comes the train. So, we'll see what happens as time goes on anyway. There's no dramas, there's no stresses, there's no headaches. Are these over here doing good anyway? So this line itself, finance-wise, oh my goodness me. Yeah, big cash. Okay, that's worked out then, hasn't it? Yeah, that's really worked out. So once I got these, I've doubled up these lines as well. Once we got these working to how we want them to, we should start to see this whole area be a little bit more efficient, which means I can then put a heavier load on for the vehicles. So more stuff will then kind of be moved, so much more smoother. Get the Las Vegas line all up and running as well, which also then means I can run additional trains up to Portland and Seattle as well. So there should be no stress, no dramas with all of this. This is actually turning out to be quite efficient. I'm not going to lie. So there's still a few areas that we are yet to work with. You know, the whole Texas area, we've kind of slightly messed around with. We've still got to finish off with all the fueling and whatnot. There's still a few cities that are not even connected to any of the train lines that we've still got to get up and running as well. But we'll get there. Things are looking efficient. So before we do anything for today, I want to take a little bit of a look at what the biggest cities are. So in terms of city size, our biggest one happens to be New York. It's not far off, having a size of 1,000. That's pretty good. Then Boston, Miami, Chicago. I mean, it's all quite early on cities and all that jazz. Los Angeles right now, is that probably our biggest western city, right? Yeah, looking at it, yeah, pretty much is. Damn. Hermosillo is pretty high as well, considering. Interesting. Interesting. Now, there's a lot of cities that we have no connections to, like the fact that Seattle is smaller than Austin, considering that we have is it a cargo? What have we got going over there? No, it's a passenger line over there, isn't it? Yeah. Biggest cities in terms of growth. St. Petersburg, Tampa is having a huge growth spurt at the moment. Damn, boy. What's going on with you guys right now? Right, we might need an additional train on this one. So manage. Because it's waiting too long at this point. Damn, boys. And are we going to need to be seeing more boating routes? Again, we've got to sort out all the Caribbean islands as well. We're getting there. It's looking good. But we've still got a lot to do. Now we've got an issue. What's your issue? Trains mutually blocked. Right, where are you going? Versus where are you going? Why is that train in Phoenix? Oh, yes, I see. I forgot to implement. I forgot to implement the Chrissy Crossy. No, they shouldn't need to do... Oh, no, they do. They do. Right, if I put the crisscross here... There we go. That solves that issue, right? There we go. Where the train stays on the right-hand side. Yeah. Right, got there in the end, boys. Got there in the end. Yeah, but St. Petersburg's having a little bit of a growth spurt right now, aren't they? They really are. Not sure why, because I don't think I'm actually feeding them anything, am I? Oh, no, okay, I'm giving them food. I'm just not giving them any machines. Crazy. Anyway, guys, we've still got a lot of work to do, but things are looking smooth as ever. Everything's looking a lot more efficient. We're going to bulk up the lines a bit more as well and try and get them into how we exactly want them. But not too bad. Not too bad. At some point, we do need to think about implementing more airports and get like a better air travel system on the go. Especially for remote places, like an airport up here will be perfect for these guys. Yes, they can still utilize the train. There's nothing wrong with that. But in remote areas would be really helpful. Would be really helpful as well. So we'll probably look towards that in the next coming episodes as well, trying to build up a little bit of a plane network. But I want to bulk up these lines as well in the next episode too. So well, that's it for now, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please smash that like button down below. But until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.